How long have sheep and humans lived together on farms, and is it true they can recognize celebrities? How good is their eyesight, and what is the deal with them burping a lot? Stay tuned to find out. Sheep have been living with humans for around 10,000 years, which makes them one of the oldest farm animals in the world. A grown sheep usually weighs between 45 and 160 kilograms, or 100 to 350 pounds, depending on the breed, and stands about 1 meter or 3.3 feet tall. Even though they're not very big, they're incredibly strong and very fluffy. Their wool keeps them warm in winter and cool in summer. But did you know it never stops growing? Some sheep that get lost without shearing can end up carrying over 40 kilograms or 90 pounds of wool. That's like wearing 10 winter coats all year long. One of the most unusual things about sheep is how their eyes work. Their pupils aren't round like ours, they're rectangular. These special eyes give them an almost 360-degree view, meaning they can see behind themselves without turning their heads. It's like having built-in rear-view mirrors, but there's a funny downside when sheep look up or down. Their eyes stay level with the ground, so they sometimes look a bit Cocoa for Cocoa Puffs. Sheep are also surprisingly picky eaters. Even though they spend all day munching grass, they're very careful about what they eat. Their noses are super sensitive, and they can smell food up to 3 kilometers or about 2 miles away. When grazing, they are not quite so sensitive as they sometimes accidentally eat bugs, dirt, or even a little of their own poop. Yuck. Luckily, their 4-part stomach helps them digest almost anything. The first section, called the rumen, acts like a giant fermentation tank full of bacteria that breaks down the grass. When sheep chew the cud, they're actually burping up half-digested food to chew it again. It might sound disgusting, but it helps them squeeze every bit of nutrition out of their meals. If you liked the video so far, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Speaking of digestion, sheep are professional gas makers. All that grass fermenting inside them creates tons of methane gas, which is a very fart-smelling gas. A single sheep can burp and fart enough methane in a year to fill more than 100 liters, or 26 gallons of air. Imagine a whole flock. It's like a bubble factory powered by grass. Scientists even study sheep burps to understand greenhouse gases better. Sheep also have great memories. They can recognize up to 50 other sheep faces and remember them for years. They even remember humans who've been kind or mean to them. Their social lives are more complicated than you'd think. Sheep don't like being alone and get stressed if separated from their friends. If you see one sheep running, the others will probably follow without knowing why. It's called flocking behavior, and it sometimes leads to hilarious situations where an entire group follows one confused sheep into a fence or puddle. Their voices are unique too. Every sheep has a distinct bass sound, like a fingerprint. Lambs can recognize their mother's call among hundreds of others, even when everyone's bleating at once. It's like a noisy but loving family reunion. Another strange sheep fact is how clever they actually are. Even though people often call them dumb, sheep can solve simple mazes, open gates, and even remember which humans bring food. In experiments, some sheep learn to recognize photos of celebrities. Yes, Emma Watson and Daniel Radcliffe from the Harry Potter movies. And let's talk about wool again for a moment. It's not just soft, it's waterproof and flame resistant. In fact, firefighters' uniforms often use treated wool because it doesn't melt or catch fire easily. Plus, when it rains, sheep don't get soaked through. Their wool contains natural oils that keep them dry and a little smelly. That sheepy smell comes from lanolin, a waxy grease produced by their skin. People actually use lanolin in lotions and lip balms, which means you might have sheep grease on your lips right now. Baby sheep, called lambs, are some of the cutest animals around. They can stand just minutes after birth and start hopping within hours. Lambs love to play, jump, and sometimes butt heads with each other just for fun. But if their moms wander too far away, they'll scream loudly. A lamb's maa can be heard from over 400 meters or 1,300 feet away. Thank you for watching. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel.